Good afternoon or evening where I am. Uh, I'd like to talk about my experience of the hospital under the NHI, the National Health Insurance. Um, just to talk about buildings themselves, you find that in those hospitals under the NHI, there's a shortage of doctors, as the Minister of Finance announced recently. And that over 8,000 doctors resigned. Maybe they are pursuing careers in private practice, meaning that even though I don't know the actual ratio of doctor per patient, but it's very bad because now the doctors deal with different kinds of ailments. Uh, so there are those different experiences, perhaps, compared to private hospitals. Because you don't know where you're going to end up, because you might be in an accident in a place where they have a hospital which is not well resourced to deal with your immediate needs and also your long-term needs. Uh, of course, South Africa has 9 official languages and it has traveling people, particularly during the times of holidays. So you might find that, there is a Shangaan person or a Tsonga person who finds themselves in Kuruman, for example. Is the hospital going to have instructions for that kind of person? Is the language written in all 9 languages so that the person who has time can read what the hospital is about and how it operates? The issue of security is a very serious issue because if you think as a political scientist, uh, and with the experience that we've had in Africa since the 1960s, a coup can happen at any time. So, and you might have, for example, a president who is in hospital, or a premier is in hospital. So, how is that hospital guarded so that when there is a coup, at least it doesn't affect that person who is a person of authority? So, meaning that, with such poor security, with people not carrying firearms, and with really very limited number of security, and also with the police, which respond swiftly sometimes, but sometimes they don't respond swiftly because the challenges of infrastructure and also the toys for the boys, might be insufficient for them to move around. Of course, it creates a situation of insecurity because sometimes you see women, even trainee doctors, and then you see males, you see young women being mixed with older males in a ward, and then you worry because you know that we are a country with a lot of social ills. So when you see a situation like that, you worry, and also you have security guards who are just interested in their own things, who are not professional according to their codes. Of course, I'm not a security man myself, but you can see someone who is incorrect, in a place because they are doing incorrect things. They're having favoritism, and they are just slave catchers, basically, sugarcane slave catchers, who are now security guards. So now we have that problem. So who don't know how to relate with a person at a human level because they see a person as some kind of a reward for them because they are slave labor catchers, and they will try to sell slave labor to you. And of course, under conditions of intimidation and overwhelming power, you will have to do what you have to do, or you have to die. Some people die actually in a hospital. They are beating, patients beating other patients, and then security personnel beating other security personnel. Patients threatening other patients, and they're ganging up on other patients because so maybe men cannot stand each other because you might find that they know each other from outside, or they don't know each other from outside. They just didn't like each other when they saw each other, and then they decided to form a gang. So those are the kinds of things that you deal with. And of course, what these young boys don't understand is that you might be starting trouble with someone who's actually a warlord, because in the whole world really we experience wars and there are veterans, who are sent in on missions. You might find that there is a veteran soldier there and you are ganging up on a veteran soldier. So what is a veteran soldier supposed to do? To you, as a young boy who's just trying to join a gang, and there's just really the two of you or the three of you who are in that gang in reality, in that space and time. So those are some of the problems that you see in the hospital under the NHI. So there's a lot of neglect in those kinds of hospitals. Of course, we're still dealing with the issue of HIV and AIDS, which people seem to forget now, but it's still a problem because you still see victims of the disease, and you might find that there are still people who are statisticians who still want to keep the numbers up of people with HIV, to keep their business of HIV cure hunting alive, or cure patient caring alive, because we want to find the cure. We should have found the cure by now. And of course, if you're in a hospital setting, there's a lot of experiences of loss, with people losing their lives because they've been beaten by a mamba, or uh, they've been beaten by people on the streets or in the bars or whatever. Or some are sick and they've been sick for a very long time, and the modern technology that is there is not able to help them, and they pass on, and then there are rituals which are followed with the song being a church song being sang, and you can see it's a very solemn state. And of course, you ask yourself, where are the family members in that kind of situation? And also, particularly if you are traveling, it becomes problematic because you might find yourself in that kind of situation where you are hospitalized, but now your support is far away. So you have to depend on modern technology such as your cell phone to call for help, and to do transaction and to continue with your day-to-day business, even though under very challenging conditions, because the fact that you are sick in some way does not prevent you from doing other things. Yeah. So that's a problem because another just to go back to the question of security, because you might find that some security personnel are involved in organized crime, because they have weapons at their disposal. So they have weapons, maybe they might decide to do crime with those weapons. So, and then they also have to work with the public. So you might find that you have, just like in law enforcement, you might have bad security personnel who are part of gangs, or who become enablers to gang activity, and to the victimization of other people in that kind of context. Thank you very much. That is all that I want to talk about with regard to the National Health Insurance uh, Hospital today. Thank you.